when it comes to Chrono Crusade, I've actually glossed over the past 4 chapters from chapter 3 all the way to chapter 6, but when it comes to chapter 3 and chapter 4, there wasn't really too much to dive into when it comes to like how many changes there were from the manga to the anime, which is why I'm reviewing the manga, because obviously I know what to expect when it comes to the anime because I've watched it. So I'm reading the manga for the very first time. There have been some major changes or differences when it comes to chapter 1 and 2. There were some differences in terms of like order of events, but everything kind of played out the same, so I thought it'd be kind of redundant if I reviewed each chapter the same. So what I'm going to do is like every so now and then when it comes to like big talking points within the series when it comes to the manga, I'm going to review. So which lays itself out. That's what happens in the anime. Even the like I said, the order of events are kind of different, but it's pretty much the same thing. I should say chapter 4, we get pretty much more insight into Azmaria. It's pretty much, she's the prophecy of Fatima in Portugal, obviously blessed with the holy powers of the Holy Mother herself, passed over onto Azmaria, which is why she has the gift to heal people when she sings, even though she has this as a member of Magdalene, obviously referring to Rosette. So in the front of 3 shepherds, supposedly Saint Maria appeared in front of her, and Maria told them the 3 prophecies. Obviously the first prophecy being the first one that was going to be the World War would end soon, and the war did end 2 years later. The second prophecy is the Second World War, which would be greater than the first, which is true. The key is the next one, the second, and this is the last one that was sealed by Roman Pope and kept a secret to any church as well. That we believe that the rumors that were floating around at that time, she might be an angel, the appearance of the messenger from God. We've seen this form before, but this is more clarification here. There's a target for her. Obviously, it's kind of a curse for her because obviously she knows she's going to be targeted for that power alone. Fate simply saying that it can bring her misfortune. She doesn't have a fortunate background. In this scene, we saw Rosette ask Chrono to release it, to undo the seal in the time necklace that Rosette has, so Chrono can be in his true form. She doesn't ask it right now. So while this is going on, we go back to the blimp, and obviously I've aged too much. I can't use strong powers unless I depend on the receptors atoms. So you finally awake, and then we see a figure of what appears to be the master's wife. Like I said, its health is deteriorating in the manga too, but that was never the purpose for Azmaria. The purpose for Azmaria singing here was to revive his wife, which we found out is Melda, which brought back to life. She would be your mother. So I guess technically they're the ones that adopted her. At least she is technically alive. So she's technically alive, but her body had exploded during the war. We were able to regenerate her body back from the finger, but so that's interesting technology to know she could be regenerated like that. Given the time frame of this series, so her soul wasn't brought back. But then again, we know that certain devils can regenerate too, but this is a full-grown human here, so even though I'm capable for this guy, now that's obviously another change in this chapter that did not happen in the anime. Then we see Rosette, Father Remington, and Chrono, and they look at the sky. They're actually flying on a jet plane themselves, which that never happened in the anime. In fact, Chrono was in his released form and was carrying Rosette on the way to the blimp. That's how it happened in the anime. Completely different here. So Ashley senses Chrono and company come in, so he's like, they're here, Master, as a plane at 10 o'clock in our direction, coming in our direction. And again, a plane on the way to the blue did not happen in the anime. So Chrono and Rosette realizes they're getting spotted, so they dive off the plane into the blimp. Actually, it looks like the zip line into the blimp, which I thought was kind of cool. That didn't happen in the anime. He would have a tamer that would look more like a demon. It seems like Relie is the only one that's special. Who is he anyway? You know him? A pursuer. Much like a pursuer, much like Defoe. So I fought him before I met you. And boom. The body explodes. Melda's like, oh, it's disturbing, bro. So what happened? And then we come to find out that what Relie was doing, or Relie was doing, was gathering the astral energy all for himself. Thank you very much. Since I've lost to that bastard, my body was corrupted. Obviously referred to Chrono. His body was corrupted, but thanks to you making a contract with me, I have regenerated my body again. So he's been manipulating Ricardo this entire time. A low-class demon tamer like you can't control me. My powers are gathering around him, so obviously Mario realizes what's going on. And I guess Melda's done for because her body was disintegrated in pieces, turned into nothing but blood. So that was disturbing. Then we see Relie in his demon form, incredible power. You see Ricardo, you see a hole through his chest on the floor. So again, very graphic stuff. That did not happen in the anime. I'm pretty sure it didn't. There was some gory stuff, but not to this extent. So I appreciate that. So even my face is healed. So come to find out that his face got scarred by Chrono. I'm assuming. It looked like he's using full body armor hockey because his body's kind of coloured in a way. You see him carrying Azmaria. Let's have a return match, Chrono, and that's how chapter 5 ends in a beastly way, with the information we got from about Azmaria and about her being an apostle and her gifts, where it came from, and obviously Relie in his true colours, and now him being fully revived. I'm going to unseal you. So obviously, so she doesn't plead with Chrono to let me do this. She's like, yo, I'm going to unseal you to help Azmaria. But if you do that, come on, can you really expect me to fight like this? So her arm's damaged pretty badly, and I didn't realise this until I actually reviewed this now. But besides, you don't have the ability to heal others, so don't worry. I'm allowing 10 minutes, which is interesting because Chrono said 10 minutes no longer in the anime. But Rosette's pretty much the one that says, okay, I'm only going to allow this for 10 minutes. Finish him off within the time. So Chrono's like, okay. Boom. Unseal. We don't get to see the transformation, which kind of is interesting, but again, in the anime, it's kind of reused sometimes. So they're close. Geez, it won't be a game if you get caught. So obviously, Rai's eating this up. His arm gets sliced off by Chrono, and obviously, Azmaria is waking up. There goes Chrono with Azmaria in his arms. So that's an epic entrance. The tail that was on the back of his hair there to actually attack Relie. So I love that detail because I don't think that ever happened in the anime. So they're doing stuff differently. And I wish so we get to see more stuff from Chrono in this form, which I appreciated. So your attacks don't hurt me a bit. It's been a while since I've used my powers, so don't worry. That was just an exercise routine. Yo, that response from Chrono was epic. What happened to this Chrono in the anime, bro? Pursue us to kill me. So we never got that clarification in the anime of Relie being a pursuer. It was only we found out that only Defoe was the only pursuer tracing after Chrono, but it's a different matter here. So I appreciate that. I can't allow you pursuers to kill me. So obviously he attacks back at Relie with an energy blast. It looked like so he's a blimp. So to kill Azmaria and Rosette, that wasn't going to happen though. Oh, that attack just sliced half his body, and he looked like Cell in this state. Like Cell's arm completely ripped off. That's what it looked like here. But there's more blood. So my powers are leaking. The receptor, my powers impossible. Rosette actually fired the shot that actually nailed. Boom! In comes Chrono. The blood, the gore, the punch to the midsection. What was left of Relie. Chrono just pierced, stab. I'll tell you why you've lost. Because you mess with humans too much. In the anime, he says you underestimate humans too much. He actually grabs a hold of Lorai's heart and just wow, that is a beastly looking panel of Chrono. This explodes Rosette. My time's up. My wings on this bring along misfortune. I want to do what I can right now. So obviously, Azmaria being influenced by Rosette, boom, transforms into an apostle form, into a holy mother form. Trying my best, she grows wings and then grabs hold of Rosette and Chrono, and that's pretty much how this. Obviously, Azmaria says she lost the powers. It seems that I've used too much of my powers at once. It will take a while until I regain my powers again. A month, a year. It may even take a lot, even longer. I guess I have lost my reasons to stay here. True, besides this isn't an orphanage. Can't you say something nicer than that? Obviously, Rosette being kind of straightforward, this Chrono being the sympathetic one, so. But then Rosette says, our choirs are in need of new members, so obviously you can join up there. As long as you're 10 or above, you can sing, it'll be no problem. If you're coming of your own, we'll be glad to welcome you as a new member. And obviously, as Mario said, yeah, obviously. And that is the chapter of chapter 6. Obviously, differences between the anime and the manga, but all the same, the story's connected in similar fashion. But I love these two chapters because obviously the clarification and more detail we got out of not only Azmaria but also Larae. Obviously, like I said, I'm not going to review each chapter. Certain parts I'm going to state as interesting, then I'll review. So that's it from me. Thank you guys for watching. Like this video if you did, or review. Subscribe to the channel for more Chrono Crusade. Catch you guys later. Bye.